Hello and welcome to my first Discipline Priest healing guide. My name is Ashalia and I hope this guide will help you to improve your healing. Let's talk about Stas Gear, enchants, and gems. As a Discipline Priest, you want to go for Mastery. It increases the potency of all your damage absorption spells and all of your healing. Next, you want to go for Crit Strike. The priests have a nice passive called Divine Aegis. Critical heals and their multi-strikes create a protective shield on the target, absorbing 100% of the amount healed instead of healing for twice as much, which is really nice. You can also go for a bit of haste and spirit. You will get that all along with your legendary ring anyways. Some other items will give it to you as well. Spirit you might get from the cloak because there's no real other cloak you want to go for. What about the set, the tier set from Hellfire Citadel? I only go for the 2 set. It's nice. Every time you use the penance, the damage and healing is increased and it stacks up to 6 times. But the 4 set, I tried it out. I figured for some reason it's not as reliable as you might think and it's not as nice as it sounds. 50% chance to heal another injured ally near your target. Could be that some of the time there's not even anyone close by to your target. And the amount that your additional penance heals is not going to be really much. So I rather just go for throughput stats. As you see on the helmet, crit mastery, on the shoulders, crit mastery, on the chest, crit mastery. So it's really nice to have some throughput stats. Another thing Discipline Priests do is they need DPS gear. As soon as you're comfortable with your mana, just go for Crit Mastery necklace and Crit Mastery ring. And the trinket is the TPS ring from Hellfire High Council. It's the Desecrated Shadow Moon insignia. You see, it has a lot of mastery and a nice intellect proc. As for the other trinket, it's also a mana thing. Like you can go for the demonic phylactery if you want to. It reduces mana cost of all your spells, so many healers like that a lot. I just got really lucky with this trinket. It has haste, mastery, spirit, mastery as my main stat plus a socket. There's really not much I can say against this, and I will keep it until I might get a better, like a very good version of this one, but I doubt it's gonna happen. So you can decide whichever you feel like going. If you have a really good version of this, go with this one. If you don't, just go with this one. Downside, it doesn't have the mastery as I said, but it should be fine since you're gonna be okay with the mana. As enchants and gems, you wanna go for mastery, like just pure mastery, wherever you can. On the weapon, you can decide if you feel comfortable with the mana, then you go for Mark of Bleeding Hollow. If you're a bit lower item level and you're still struggling with the mana and you think you're doing it alright with the conserving your mana and not going too fast, then you could consider getting the Shadow Moon enchant instead, which gives you spirit proc. What I forgot to say, the class trinket from Archimon, just don't even think about getting it. It's a big no-no. Let's talk about talents. Level 15, it's more of a lazy thing what I do. Angelic Bulwark. If I rate lower difficulties like normals or heroics, I just go for being lazy and use that so I don't have to use a GCD. If you really think you need to heal yourself at some point for a lot, then go for Desperate Prayer. The 2-minute cooldown heals you for 100,000, so you should be fine if you have an oh shit moment for yourself. And you can even macro it into a healing tonic if you really think you will be taking so much damage that you need 200,000. And yeah, it's pretty good. Level 30, I go for Body and Soul. It gives a shield to anyone that needs to run as fast. So on this guy I can put it on this guy, or this guy, and they just run faster. I can put it on myself. I'm gonna be fast. It's really nice. I can do stuff like this. So you get that shield and the speed up. Especially on Archimond, I love it. It's just so nice. You can keep the people running faster from a lot of flames, and they're even shielded if they made a little mistake. If they stood in the fire, they will be safe for a little bit at least and get out fast. You can also go for Angelic Feather if you want. It's also, if you have 2 Discipline Priests, it's sometimes good if someone takes that talent instead of Body and Soul. I also had sometimes a little bit of an argue with my Shadow Priest that I had to make him go Angelic Feathers, and I would be using my bigger shields with Body and Soul onto him if he needed to speed up. So yeah, it's because of the Weakened Soul debuff you get. So you see, if I put it onto me, the shield, I get this debuff. So you cannot shield twice, it's not gonna work. And that's, yeah, why you have to communicate with your priests in the raid. Level 45, I've been playing around with Surge of Light, Mindbender. Didn't really like them too much in the end. Power Solace, it will change your Holy Fire into Power Solace, as it of course says. And every time you attack with it, you will get mana back. I just need to lose a little bit. Yeah, it's gonna be impossible to lose some mana. But there you go, you see 3200 mana I'm getting. It's really nice. So yeah, just use that on cooldown if you have that talent. If you don't have the talent, use Mindbender on cooldown. If you have Surge of Light, just use whenever you need the procs to be used. It's up to you. Level 60, it doesn't really matter in PvP. I'll go for Psychic Scream if I wanna sometimes maybe run into a mob and just, you know, fear them if it's really needed, but you shouldn't be really needing it. Dominant Mind you can use for Upper Blackrock Spire. There's 2 mobs in front of the last boss where you can dominate mind them, like mind control them down the bridge. But it's just more a little bit of a funny thing to do. It's not really necessary. Level 75, it's where it gets for your self buff really good. I run Power Infusion. It's just so strong. Increases your haste by 25% and reduces the mana cost of all spells by 20%. So if you're at a phase of the fight where you need really big heals and you need a lot of spells that cost a lot, then just use it and go ham. Also, Twist of Fate could be a thing. It's just not as strong, it's not always up, because people shouldn't be taking that much damage that they drop below 35% health. It's kind of scary, but most of the time, let's say 99% of the fights, you want to go with Power Infusion. Level 90, that's what makes me sad. Cascade and Divine Star, I've been trying them out, trying to see if they're any good. Sad truth, they're only very situational. You want to go most of the fights with Halo. Stacked fights, you could think of Divine Star. Very spread fights, like Iron Reaver maybe, you can go for Cascade, but most of the time you want to go for Halo, even though it has quite some mana cost. Level 100, my playstyle totally doesn't work with Clarity of Will. People like it for some reason. Some people do really well with it. But for me, I don't have a lot of haste, I don't have a lot of spirit, so I'm gonna run really fast. And I'm gonna be just standing there casting this for 2.35 seconds. So this is not a thing for me. I go with Words of Mending. It's a passive. Every time you heal something or you shield, you get a stack. At 10 stacks, it will go auto off onto the target you are healing. I can show you that. Let's say, here's a shield, you get one, you get one. I'll get one. This guy gets one. This guy gets even a heal. And there we go. And beginning of a fight before the pull, I do this. Now you heard that little sound. So you see here, Mending, the hand with the fire. So whenever I target someone and I heal that person, you see they have now a prayer of Mending up. Well, which is free. I don't have to do anything at all for it because I'm gonna be healing people no matter what. So, okay, I give it to myself. So, in your rotation, while not having to do anything, you will be getting those stacks free. Try if you have like a tank where you see it's gonna be damage incoming soon, try to put it on the tank. Or if it's not refreshed anyways, put it onto the tank. Alright, let's go to Glyphs. Mandatory, really no discussion, is Glyph of Weakened Soul. It reduces the duration of the Weakened Soul debuff by 2 seconds, so you can cast your Power Shield more frequently. Second one is Glyph of Penance. It increases the mana costs of it, but who really cares about it? You just want to be moving around, using your penance, jumping around, having fun. So these two glyphs you really want to go for. The third one is a bit optional. Holy Fire increases the range by 10 yards, so it's not 30, it's 40 yards in total. You can go with it. Sometimes you maybe want to go with Glyph of Prayer of Mending. Overall, you will lose healing though, because it has 1 fewer charge. Also an idea if you have to dispel things, Glyph of Purify gives 5% maximum health back. I personally run that one on Hellfire Council, trying it out. Not sure yet if it's really worth or not, but since you're not gonna be far away from enemies, you can really get rid of this one and change something. As for the rotation, before the pull, I like to stack my 2 set. You see here, Reparation, that's the set bonus. Every time you use Penance, it stacks. And now you see Penance damage and healing increased by 72%. That's really good. So you want to get that before the pull already stacked up. The same goes for Words of Mending. You can just maybe stand in your group and have a bit of fun, get them already a shield with the Divine Aegis. And that's how you want to actually pull. You want to maybe put a Prayer of Mending on someone. I don't know. Yeah, let's put it on me. Why not? And before the pull, like 2 seconds or something, you just shield the tank so they run faster. Get ready to use your Holy Power with Solace. Maybe you want to use your pens offensively. You can put on Shadow Word Pain if you want. It's not that much of mana cost, it's just 400 mana. Gives some damage additionally. Not super much, but it's something, you know. And then what you want to do is to get your stacks of Archangel going. When you use the proc, it will increase your healing done. And the Evangelism stacks, not Archangel, I was a bit confused. Evangelism stacks you build up from damaging enemies. So you see 5 Evangelism stacks. And you get that anyways because you use Power Solace on cooldown. You really want to keep that up. You don't get it from Shadow Word Pain or Shadow Fiend, sadly. You only get it from Smite, from Penance, and that's it. But the thing is, if you use it, you get increased healing, of course. And if you go and check now, you see critical strike chance of your next Prayer of Healing or Flash Heal increased by 100%. You will get a free crit on your next Prayer of Healing or Flash Heal. Okay, we got these 4 stacks, so we use it straight away. Whenever you have it, just go for it. And then poof, you see I got here Divine Aegis, nice, with my Prayer of Healing. Or additionally, if you see the tank is dropping low, just use your proc with Flash Heal. Gives a pretty big heal, like 80k, no, 69k, plus the shield on it. You want to use also Shadow Fiend as much as you can, like just use it on cooldown as well. Give some DPS. Not much, but it's something. One thing that really is important, you will have this buff from Power Shield. It's called Borrowed Time. You see, and you get 40% more haste from all sources. So every time you shield someone, you will get that borrowed time, and it will refresh if you shield someone new. So it's maybe a good thing if you use your Archangel stacks, Evangelism stacks, to use the Archangel. Maybe to also make sure that you have a borrowed time buff up. So here, use the proc, put the shield on someone, and then cast a faster prayer of healing because you have more haste. Other than that, it will take you longer. Yeah. Let's see. Let's get double amount of. Actually, no, get 2% more. So, anyways, if you get into the moment that your tank is dying, and you're like, oh no, what am I gonna do? Pop a shield, use penance. Maybe you have a Rachel, like Glyphs to Naru, put that on. Spam heal him, and make sure that you refresh your shield as much as you can. Use penance. If there's going on a lot of damage going on, go ahead and use pain suppression. It reduces the damage taken by the target by 40% over 8 seconds. And even if you're stunned for some reason, you can still put it onto the tank or on whoever needs it. So put that on, penance, vamp heal, and of course shield. You see there's quite some stuff going on for that little guy. And he should be fine. Halo, use it only if there's a lot of raid damage going on. Don't use it on cooldown, otherwise you'll go in no time. In stacked phases, you can go and have fun with Holy Nova if you want. It's not really the biggest heal, but it's just fun to see it. I like standing in there, having a barrier that reduces the damage, and just like a little... it looks funny, but it's not really the best thing to do. You want to go for big heals, then you pop the ring, you pop power infusion, and just go ham and make sure that you have your evangelism stacks before you do that, of course. And then be sure to spam the shields on the people that need it. And then boom, heals all over the place. Powered shield, a lot of people say, oh, Discipline Priest, it's so boring. It's just spam that shield on everyone and you're fine. Yeah, no. You don't want to spam it on everyone. You want to spam it onto the people that need it. A good Discipline Priest will know who needs the shield and who doesn't. For example, if you see someone dropping low, might have been a good idea to think, did he maybe need it before he dropped that low? So you can't put it, of course, on the people that are low to prevent them from dying if they keep taking damage. But if they don't keep taking damage, then there's no point to put a shield on them. It will just not do anything. It's just gonna be gone and wasted. One thing you have to do is put the shield onto the tanks always, unless they're not tanking. So the tank that is taking damage, put it on. There's some boss fights where also the off tank is gonna get taken damage. For example, Manras is gonna get a big chunk out as well, or well, there's some bosses that have just mechanics that do cleave damage, but also to the melees. Always be aware of the fights. As a Discipline Priest, you will want to know all the fights in detail and know when the damage is incoming and when there's time where you can chill. Because otherwise you're just gonna go especially with my build. You don't use a lot of mana, you don't have a lot of spirit, so try to not use too much mana.
Another fun spell or ability to use is Leap of Faith. You pull the spirit of the friendly party or raid target, instantly moving them directly in front of you. So I think you've seen that many times, like if someone's standing in fire or something like that, you just pull them out, nice, they're not taking any damage anymore. Now we got this little passive, it's called the Enhanced Leap of Faith. The Leap of Faith also increases your next non-periodic heal cast on that target by 50% for 10 seconds. So let's say you got that oh shit moment and you want to pull someone out of stuff. You also heal them instantly way more than you would usually do. So you save them, and that's pretty nice to do.
Discipline Priests have an interesting mechanic called Atonement. It's a passive. When you deal damage with Smite, Holy Fire, Penance, Power Word, Solace, or the multi-strikes, you instantly heal a nearby injured friendly target for 100% of the damage dealt. If the priest is healed through Atonement, the effect is reduced by 50%. So what does this mean? Like, I'm gonna try to take some damage here. Hello, sir. Oh, there we go. Dummy got mad at me. You will use Power Solace on cooldown anyways throughout the fight. So you see here all my nice Atonement heal ticks from my Power Solace coming in. Healing a bit. Really nice. It's not too much, you see. It's okay, but not really worth mentioning it. You can improve this Atonement healing by using Penance. As you see now I'm getting bigger heals in there. Or by using Smite on enemies. This way of healing is not gonna be enough, of course, for anything in the raid. I used this in the beginning, right after the poll, to build up my evangelism stacks. So I can use them whenever it's needed. You see every time I damage, I get here the reset on the stacks again, 19 seconds. So you keep this forever, it's not gonna run out when you just keep using also your Power Solace over the course of your rotation. And then you can just use your stacks whenever you need. Maybe you need a prayer of healing, maybe you need a flash heal, and get that nice Divine Aegis out as well. You want to go for consumables as well. Talk about Sleeper Sushi, that you really want to get that one. Gives you more mastery, 125 mastery. You want to go for the Greater Dranic Intellect Flask, and if you can, or if you need, you go for the Focus Augment Rune. Gives you Intellect. Intellect is nice, we like Intellect a lot. Gives you spell power. So yeah, that's basically it. If you have any questions and if you have any ideas on how to improve my guides, just really tell me. I appreciate all the help I can get. And till then, see you next time.